Folks, we want to thank each of you that's tuned in tonight, today, whenever it is you're watching this. We're a concerned group of citizens that's tired of the City Commission failing to answer our questions. They had a special call press conference last Friday, and they had talked extensively about the questions we had posed to them, and they still have failed to adequately answer those questions. And we're here to try to bring clarity to that. With me today, back to my left, is Herb Whittington. Next to Herb is Martha Connor. Next to Martha Connor is Frank Johnson. I'm Bobby Lewis. To my right is Don Casey. Immediately in front of me is Judy J., Valerie Wise, and Barbara Moore. And we represent, hopefully, the voice of reason, of understanding, in trying to gain clarity so that the people of this area understands that the City Commission is trying to attempt to force this bill on us and take our private property rights that we and many other people have fought to keep. Don, why don't you pick it up there and go from there, and we'll work, kind of take turns here.
Well, the problem is there is a reluctance on local officials to acknowledge first Agenda 21 and the President's Council on Sustainable Development, which produced this particular book, Sustainable Communities. This is a blueprint, and there are many more blueprints regarding sustainability and how it's to be enacted at the local level. We can go back to a quote from the 1976 Habitat 1 conference that says that private land ownership is an impediment to social justice. So this is an incremental process, begins with very bland and broad-brushed ordinances, but if you're schooled on planners' definitions and what it actually means, it doesn't take long to figure out that the ultimate goal is to control private property.
Frank, I think you got some comments in regards to what was said last Friday.
Bobby, the only thing that I'm concerned about, and Todd McDonald sent us a letter, it's what, a 17-page letter, and in it he said that I said such and such, but he did not go and tell everybody the complete thing. He stopped halfway, and the only thing he left out was the statement that says the building official can make any new rule or regulation and it becomes mandatory. That's what I have against this whole thing, and I believe the City Commission should listen to concerned citizens such as the group here, plus many others we have talked to. And everybody tells us, well, we don't know anything about it. They haven't heard about it. I was told that, well, this has been going on for 2 years, but it's only been in the newspaper. I don't take the newspaper. How am I supposed to know about a meeting? And these are the problems that I have personally. But here again, Martha?
That's correct, a little bit, Frank. I think it was administrative official, is the term used instead of building official.
Yep.
Clarify that it is administrative official.
Yes.
Martha, you got some things to add?
I just want to say that during the Friday meeting with the city manager and Todd McDonald, the city manager and as well as Todd had made the statement that they weren't aware of what Agenda 21 is. Well, any city manager that's been in the services as long as he has, and he has been in there, the way I understand, probably since 1990 or either before that, because he started off as a like apprentice in Charlotte, South Carolina.
Columbia.
I'm sorry, Columbia, South Carolina, and he started off as apprentice back years ago.
Assistant city manager.
Yeah. He worked there as apprentice before that.
Yeah.
Anyway, during this time, and even in New York this week, they're holding Agenda 21 summits from leaders all around the world. And I cannot believe we have a city manager that we pay the funds that we do each month for him to sit down there and say he does not know what Agenda 21 is. That's like an insult to all the people. Why don't he go ahead and admit up to what he knows, and let's, you know, take care of this. If there needs some changes to be done, let's do them like the mayor said. Well, if they can change these after the fact, why don't we just change the ones that's already on the books? Thank you.
Herb?
I'd like to point out a couple of things that the public does not know and the public is not supposed to know as far as I'm concerned, and that is the things they're trying to hide from them. For example, the public is not allowed to vote on this. They realize that, of course, but they do not realize that part of this, in the very beginning of this, the rewrite, it says that anything added later on will, even though it is of greater restrictions, will become mandatory. It doesn't say by public vote, it just says added later on. There are other areas, if you have a home business, I don't care if they refer to it as qualified or non-qualified, it makes no difference. In this rewrite, it says you will have no customers at your home. What if you happen to have a one-chair beauty salon, and there are women that do that in this town? What if you happen to teach piano lessons at your home? What if you're notary public? What if there are a number of things that requires a customer to be at your home? You will have no customers at your home, plain and simple. I didn't write that, they did, and it's in there. And finally, I'll close with this. The business, people don't quite understand why we're concerned about the people in the lawn care business. There is a rule in there that says if you're in the lawn care business, you cannot have a trailer with your lawn care equipment parked in your driveway, nor out along the street, nor anywhere, which would include in your backyard, that any of the adjacent homes can see. So if you had a neighbor live behind you and they can see in your backyard, you can't park your trailer there. One of the questions I have is, why are they picking on just the lawn care people? How about the people in the construction business? That would count also. But there are a number of things like that in here that people just don't know, and they don't want you to know. People need to get involved.
Barbara, you got anything?
Well, I believe there are increasing numbers of citizens that are waking up to what's going on. And I would like the city commission to postpone the vote until all the citizens can examine this. So that's my request.
Well, what is the rush to push this through? Really? I mean, what is the
Really?
rush?
Really,
And
what
they-
is the rush?
They
Good
keep
question.
saying that they've put 600 hours into this, like we ought to feel guilty because they've dedicated all this time to it. But if it's not something that the citizens are comfortable with, then they need to redo it.
Well, the staffers for President Obama and Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid put a lot of hours into that health care reform bill that they shoved down our throats, but that didn't make it good, did
That's
it?
right, that's right.
Amen.
Valerie, you got anything?
I just wish that the commissioners and the mayor and the city manager and Tom McDonald and all of the zoning staff would just be available to us to answer questions and to postpone this
Honestly.
until all questions are answered and clarified.
You know, this comes back to one thing, and it comes back to personal property rights. You know, City Manager Mike West on last Friday's press conference made the statement, they have nothing to hide. So we ask collectively and individually, why not table this boondoggle of a rewrite for more public input? Why put the integrity of this commission and that governing body at risk for no reason? Todd McDonald said, it's on RickyStokesNews.com. We appreciate their coverage of this. Somewhere around the 8 minute 50 seconds to a little after 9 minutes on there, Todd McDonald said, he said, and I quote, the person who is saying you could not cut your timber is absolutely not true. The fact is, I am that person. They waived the letter that they mailed out to us, and they stated they are answering these questions. I refer back to what I said in the commission meeting, page 120, section C, paragraph 1. You will leave a 50-foot undisturbed buffer in HC zone property. Mr. McDonald, I believe, sir, by your definition, you have called me a liar. And I call upon the commission, the mayor, to terminate your employment and send you packing. You impugn my integrity. You impugn the character of these people by challenging your authority, and we ask that the commission mayor remove you from office immediately. We thank you for this coverage. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow and maybe addressing more concerns tomorrow. Thank you for the coverage.